Welcome, 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 everybody, to the Closer to the Edge podcast, the anti-sleep aid for anyone sick of political self-censoring and hushed tones on the left-wing podcast at a time when we need to be loud.
So buckle the fuck up.
Maybe right now, real quick, tell me about what the hell happened with you in that tactical vest. I know what happened. I was there, but
I wish I had it with me. My tactical vest. I was, first of all, we got to talk about what we were doing there. In D.C.,
Yeah.
Our job was to go up into the Capitol and actually try to get some of these people to think about changing their votes by providing as much, let's just say, human resistance as possible. You know, when you have a horde of people around you, all the stuff that you say, like in a microphone by yourself, you're not really as willing to say it when 20 or 30 or 40 people are in your office. We only had a few. It wasn't that many. So that was our job, to go there and say, listen, we need you guys to get rid of this guy. Start the articles of impeachment already. And if you're a Republican, I think the very best thing I've ever heard was Cliff Cash's statements of, you're tying yourself to a dying, cankled pedophile whose numbers are dropping every day, and it's not politically sound.
Right, yeah, there are rats going down with the sinking ship. I mean, at some point you got to go look for the lifeboats, unless you really like icebergs or, cold water. Yeah, it's there's only 80 Democrats, I think, that have signed on for impeachment. It should be all of them. I don't know. Check if your rep is one of them. We need to be ready to go here.
You need to check if your rep is one of them, because one thing that we know is, if just like the crowd of people, and that's how it works. That's how human nature is. Just like the crowd of people in the office makes a big difference rather than one or two. If all the Democrats are signed on to it, then and only then, a couple of the Republicans you can peel away. There's no way any of them are going to sign on to it if every single Democrat isn't already signed on to it, and they don't want to look bad, right?
Right, exactly. I think we need to get a big banner out in front of Al Green's office so they can all go around with a Sharpie and sign their names and put some pressure on these people. When we were walking through Congress, you saw the things that were hanging on the walls outside these people's offices. Apparently, they got free reign to hang up whatever they want. Charlie Kirk posters,
a whole bunch of Charlie Kirk. Is a hero signs, all types of dumb shit. And so anyway, I'm walking around because I'm pressed now. Because thanks to Closer to the Edge, not just the political drain, but now I'm actually with people who do journalism. And so I can act like I'm pressed. I have a big press sign on a tactical vest because it's the only thing that has Velcro. And I'm walking back from the Capitol, and I'm in my crowd of people at the table, trying to sign up people to do good things in life. And somebody says to me, hey, those guys want to talk to you. And those guys happen to be 3 fucking police officers. And immediately I'm like, damn, the only black guy.
one of the only black guys.
One of the only black guys. And just so you know, when you're asking yourself, I'm going to talk about this. When you're asking yourself, where are the people of color in these protests? Remind yourself that the only reason why you've been able to have them without incident is because black folks aren't there. Because immediately, black guy in a press vest that they're calling tactical vest, somebody called the police on me. I walk over, they say, hey, come over here, boy. No, they don't. They're good. They're right.
They didn't say boy, did they? No, I hope not.
Let's talk to you over here. They saw that I was like, God damn, I don't want to go into jail today. I haven't even got a chance to do my speech yet. And they were like, it's nothing bad. Somebody call the police because you're wearing a tactical vest. again, guys, I'm wearing a vest that has Velcro on it, so I can put press on it on the front and the back. It's not a tactical vest. There's no armor, and there's no weapons. There's
zippers though, and pockets.
There's zipper. There's pockets
and pockets.
I may have been hiding a miniature dildo in one of them.
You carry those? Right. You don't carry those.
No, there's a miniature dildo and a miniature butt plug that I keep that I can take out like whenever the time calls for it, because you don't know when you're gonna.
No, and journalism can take weird turns, and it's always best to be prepared, and that's why it's good to have a tactical press vest with. You never know. So you got to go at it like MacGyver a little bit and just kind of guess at what you might need so you can create solutions on the fly. And if those involve butt plugs, that's sometimes the way you got to roll.
Well, the way I see it is, if I see someone in a red hat that says, Trump 2028 or some bullshit like that, what happens is, when you see that, you know that person has a really, really tiny dick. And so as a journalist, your job is to make them feel comfortable. You want to make them feel comfortable, so they open up. So I pull it out. And I say, I got one too.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And remind them that it's okay. That a lot of us, it's a problem. It's not even really a problem. They just got to get over the fact, if your dong is small, and I'm not saying yours is or mine is, but, theirs obviously is. So, and, but they can't get wound up about it. You just got to roll with life, and, things will get bigger or better. I'm sorry, better, not bigger. But things will, it will. I don't know. I want them to find some coping mechanisms other than, violence in the crosswalks of America, or, we just don't need it.
That's all it is. So back to the story. I'm here. These 3 police officers, they come with us and they walk over to a little grassy field and they say, we were called. Somebody called the police because you had a tactical vest on. And I proceeded to go, you don't say. Right? Like, oh, okay.
Well, you're wearing it, yeah.
Yeah, I okay, indeed. And they said,
you were wearing it at the time.
At the time, I pointed to it and I said, okay, indeed. That is, you are factually correct, and the person who called is indeed factually correct. As of now, they haven't lied. And they said to me, the police now said, listen, we know it's bullshit. We know that this is ridiculous. We just have to do this because when you get a call, if you don't do it, we got to do the paperwork or whatever it is. It's the job. And I said, all right. So they said, well, look, I mean, maybe you have an ID or something. And I was pulling out my ID because you guys have to know that on a normal occasion, I know I don't have to pull out my ID. I wasn't doing anything. I don't have to show my ID legally. But on the other hand, if you know me, somebody who's involved with special operations and involved with things that are behind the scenes that I don't need to get out there, I tell everyone else in my crew, like I tell myself, we don't have the privilege of saying things like that. We don't have the privilege of being like, I'm not going to give you my ID. I'm just going to do it and get back out of there because there's too many people that rely on me to keep them safe. I pull out my wallet, grab the ID, and as I'm pulling it out, Mr. Winchester, the police officer says to me, but you do know that legally you don't have to give it to me. Bro.
He reminded you?
He reminded because he saw that I was, we were trying to comply. He said, but legally you don't have to give it to me. So I swiftly pushed it back down and back in my pocket. And I said, well, in that case, I'll see you later, officer. Thank you for your service. And I walked away. There it is.
Paperwork done. Situation resolved.
That's it.
So we'll just say there were some instigators there, that these pretend journalists, the ones that like to clip people and make them look a certain way by, editing video, And there was a lot of that. I think it was the same guy, is the one that called the cops on you, Doug.
Yeah. Let's tell them about it. Tell them. So, first of all, without saying who they are, we'll say these are the people who I keep the little dick and the little butt plug in those tactical pockets for. Right? Those ones who I know. I don't have them with me, but it's about something like this. This is usually right around the size of. That's kind of.
So that's about, they're clenched so hard they can make diamonds, so like if you stuck a piece of coal in their ass, you'd make a diamond. That's, the old, so that's about, that battery's about, that might be too much, but plus you don't want to like cause you don't use batteries.
You don't want that.
No. And stay safe, guys. I mean, we're not kink shaming here. Yeah, I just want to make that clear. Everyone's got their kinks, and you got to do what you got to do. But some of these jackass journalists out there that are out there just harassing people, sometimes they need a gift or something.
Well, the same people, the Energizer pants guys who called the cops on me. Because I had a tactical vest on, who weren't real. And you know how you know that they're not real press, Rook? They didn't have a vest that said press on it. See, I did. That's how you know I'm a real journalist. They didn't have that. But one of them we found harassing, what was it, a frog? A pink frog?
Yeah, it was a pink frog. And I saw this other journalist go up to him. I think the guy's name, he said he was Sebastian or something like that. I don't like to mess with those guys, but I was interested to see this guy's take. So I watched from afar. But yeah, I saw him talking, and then I saw this video on later on, and the guy took like the last 10 seconds of this guy's conversation and just like, I don't know, try to turn it into a gotcha question situation. And that's what they do. They're just there to try to make, I don't know, protesters look dumb by, picking 10 seconds out of a, 5-minute recording.
Yeah. And that's why they tell you at Flare are the people who like at DC, these heroes are there every day, all day for 7 months now. Just organizing, just being a presence, just making sure that the purple cankled, orange faced one knows he's not liked and no one's afraid of him. These guys will tell you, just don't engage with them, because it doesn't matter how many times you ask them. I think we heard Sebastian ask the people like at least 10 questions that the guy just said, "Oh, I don't answer questions," or didn't have an answer for it, and his IQ level was on display. And then he'll take the last 10 seconds.
But he made the mistake, like you said, of engaging with these people, because it doesn't matter if you're filming them, they're going to film you, and then it's just like you're giving them content, right? So it doesn't matter. So Sebastian, if you're listening out there, we think your intentions were good, but don't do that again, because we don't need to feed these fucking idiots.
And also, you're a hero, Sebastian. Like we recognize what you were trying to do. We recognize that you were trying to help one of these pink frogs, and they were awesome. The guy or the little girl in the pink frog, I think it was a guy. They were like, they just said the same thing over and over again. Do you want me out of this country? Why do you want me out of the country? Or something like that. It was hilarious. He just wouldn't answer anything.
Maybe we can play the clip right now for people, because it is good.
Yeah. Check this out, guys.
Are you an illegal
Do you
immigrant?
want me to go back where I came from? That's why you asked the question?
I don't know who you
Do
are.
you want me to go back where I came from? That's why you asked the question?
Who are you?
Do you want me to go back where I came from? Is that why you asked the question?
Where do you come
Do
from?
you want me to go back where I came from? Is that why you asked the question?
It would depend
Do
on
you
where
want me
you're
to
from.
go back where I came from? Is that why you asked the question?
No.
Okay.
So where
Okay.
do you come from?
Okay. I'm going to be polite, and I'm going to ignore you from here.
Okay. Why are you in an inflatable costume?
Why aren't you in an inflatable costume?
So, you guys see what I'm talking about. We love the pink frog, man. But there was someone else that I want to talk about, and I know Rook wants to talk about. Carlos Álvarez-Aranyos. Is that the proper name? From American what's the name?
American opposition.
American opposition. Guys, real quick, I want to show you the footage that we have just of the crowd that's there, and pay attention to the size. If you're just listening to this, you can hear his words. It's fucking amazing. And this is the type of stuff that well, when you're down, when you think that there's no one here fighting, this speech will wake you up. Watch this, guys.
It will say that the American people failed to take their nation seriously and found a way to choose insanity. That Donald Trump bent us to his will and made us forget who we are. We must reflect on how far we've allowed ourselves to fall, to ensure we never forget how it feels to live with this fear, to finally learn the lessons that we somehow failed to learn from World War II. And once we have accepted our share of that responsibility, we must turn the page and choose reconciliation over resentment, courage over comfort, and truth over lies. Because for as far as we have fallen, for as much as we have lost, and for as much pain as is yet to come, I know this: America will rise. Donald Trump has thrown everything he has at us. He has insulted us, divided us, threatened us, and targeted us. And yet he hasn't even come close to breaking our spirit. He has revealed the worst in America, but in the process, he has also awakened the best. We are the American people, and our character remains unchanged. We stand for dignity, we stand for equality, and we stand for justice. America isn't good because it's great. It's great because it's good. Our goodness is our legacy. If we reclaim it and rise to meet this moment, there is no alternate ending. America will rise. And while too many of our fellow citizens have disappointed us and chosen evil, we vastly outnumber them, and we still live in a democracy. So for as long as we choose courage over fear, America will rise. For as long as we refuse to be divided, America will rise. And for as long as we remember that democracy is not a gift, but a responsibility, America will rise.
Yo, this documentary is gonna be crazy, fam.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And I'm writing a book called 6 Nights in DC. So yeah, 6 Nights in DC. So you'll be in that book.
Can we keep that? Is that exclusive? people.
That's you're hearing it here first. So we're announcing it soon. Well, I don't know. By the time you hear this podcast, we'll
You
find
just
out.
announced it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we're gonna write a book called 6 Nights in DC. We were there Monday night through Saturday night. So if my math is right, that's 6 nights in DC.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of things happen. Obviously, the public-facing things and visiting Congress, the different marches, protests, visiting the White House, but some of the behind-the-scenes happenings as well, like my mild alcohol poisoning, and it's really funny, dog, when someone sweats in their bed all day and just like, but luckily I could turn on the TV and they were voting on the Epstein files, so then I just go and vomit into the toilet, and then this, and then they pass it on to the Senate, and just Tuesday was a rough day. Tuesday, and luckily there wasn't a lot happening.
You got there Monday night and decided to get alcohol poisoning. Just get it out the way first.
Yeah, and maybe that's a good time to talk about tonight's guest, because it's partially their fault that this happened to me. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to throw him under the bus like that, because our guests.
We don't take shit back. It's his fault.
Well, I just want to be clear. I had a chance meeting in the alleyway. With a fellow named Chance Meeting. That's his real, honest to God name. And
that's his real, honest to God name. Podcasters. His name is Chance fucking Meeting. First name Chance.
His parents like had some. His parents had some wit. And yeah, so we're gonna meet Chance Meeting here in a while, and I don't know, is Caesar gonna be with him?
Yeah, supposed to be Chance and Caesar, and
okay.
These guys are with Owl Media, and that's where. Tell us, is that why you went down there all 6 nights, was to kind of meet with them to begin with?
No, I was actually going all 6 nights anyway, because I needed time to write, and I wanted time to, I guess just isolate, in the suite. And so, but then word got out that I was getting there early. Someone in our network connected us. They said that they were looking to set up some interviews, so we turned my suite at the hotel into a quasi TV studio, and I think we filmed, you tell me, Doug, you were there helping, like 16, 17 interviews. Yeah, I met Chance Meeting in the alleyway with Caesar, and we headed up to the rooftop bar. We drank some whiskey, drank some more whiskey. The bar was shutting down. So I asked if I could buy the remainder of the bottle. It was called Piggyback Whiskey. I think I have the bottle. No, Chance has the bottle.
Yeah, you gave it to us. It's good stuff.
And that was the day that I think Donald Trump, or maybe it was the day after, he called that reporter and he said, "Quiet, Piggy." So that was kind of by accident, and it was right around that time that we published our Miss Piggy article, which, if you haven't read yet, go read Miss Piggy and what Miss Piggy had to say to Donald Trump. But yeah, we finished off that bottle of Piggyback whiskey, went down to the hotel lobby, bought out the remainder of their Coca-Cola, brought it up to the suite, and stayed up, talked, and yeah, then I was fine until after they left. After they left, that room started spinning, and yeah, Tuesday was a rough day, but I got through it. That was my first rodeo.
It's not your first rodeo with alcohol poisoning.
With alcohol poisoning. So, and that's why I say it was mild. If it was severe, then then you got to go to the hospital or something like that. So right. I just knew that I was running a bit too fast. But I was excited to be in DC, but I could smell the fascism. And I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to get drunk, was just you could smell the fascism just there.
It's an overpowering layer, a stench, a film, if you will, of fascism around there. And let me tell you something, guys. There was another thing. You may have seen it on Political Drain, may have seen it on Sons of Liberty. I don't think I put it on Closer to the Edge yet. First of all, our media, Chance meeting, Chance and Caesar are coming. And before we get to them, I want to show you this speech because it's important to me to let you hear Big Sarge and myself. And when you talk about this film, this overpowering stench and sooty film of just dictatorship and authoritarianism that hangs over Washington, I think that we have the remedy for it. Watch this. We'll come back and we'll meet our guests.
Thank you. I'm here in D.C. this week doing my part to help the Removal Coalition bring awareness to Donald Trump's many crimes and misdeeds, many of which you've seen firsthand in news reports and on television. Trump's association with sex traffickers and pedophiles should be grounds for impeachment if Congress had any intestinal fortitude. But considering how many sex offenders are in the guardians of pedophiles and how flaccid and limp the establishment Democrats are, I think you all understand why it falls to American citizens to force them to act. But I'm not actually here to talk about Donald Trump being a rapist or to talk about Donald Trump lusting after his own daughter at the age of 16. I am not here to talk about Trump's verifiable associations with convicted pedophile and sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, nor Epstein's girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell.
And Melania.
I'm here to talk to the countless veterans and to the troops actively serving right now, whether active duty, reserve, or National Guard. I enlisted in 1994. I understand that oath was 30 years ago now. I said I wouldn't swear, but fuck, I'm old. The mission has not changed in all that time. The oath has not changed. You still swear your oath to the Constitution. You still swear to defend the nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So remember your oath. And because I believe in taking action, what I want to urge all of you to do is go out and vote. Get involved in your local communities. Get involved in politics. If you can run for office, do so. I'm going to turn it over to Doug for a second.
Impeach! Remove! Convict! Impeach! Remove! Convict! Impeach! Remove! Convict! Now that may have given a lot of you some trauma from your early days in boot camp. That's what it sounds like. I was invited up here by a great man. This man right here. I really would not be here if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't be doing any of these things if it wasn't for him. This group of Sons of Liberty has given me a platform that I wouldn't have had before. But I don't have a speech written. I was just invited. But I do have a speech that's been kind of boiling up in my heart since January, I think. And one of the points that has been boiling in my heart is they don't have the numbers. They don't have the numbers. There is more of us than there is of them. I will not allow these cankled, orange, ridiculous traitors to our nation, to our families, to our people, to make me fear a goddamn thing. I'll make it quick. I'll try. Another thing that's been boiling up that I didn't have to write down is yesterday when we went into those offices and we saw how easily it was to turn the knob and just walk inside. And you see that
they're unafraid because they're not used to people coming to see them anymore. You see that the decisions that they've made in Congress, they only do it because they feel like they can. They only do it because they feel like it's comfortable to ride home afterwards. I say, let's not make it that comfortable for them to ride home afterwards. I say they should fear going to their cars, not violence, but the horde of people who are waiting on them to do their job. Impeach! Remove! Convict! Thank you. Yes, that's the remedy. We gotta stop. We gotta stop letting them feel comfortable, people. They cannot be comfortable going home after deciding the fate of our healthcare, after deciding the fate of women's rights, of women's bodily autonomy, of voting rights. They should not feel that comfortable. So I want to put that out there. But yeah,
you did a great job. You did a great job. What did it feel like to stand up there and address the crowd? What did that feel like?
Can I be honest? My knees were shaking.
You look great. You look great. I didn't notice your knees. I just noticed your voice. Your voice is booming. It was booming, and I loved it.
I appreciate that. It felt really good though, because I wasn't really supposed to be speaking. As like I said there, I had nothing written, but I knew that if I had a chance, I wasn't gonna say no. So I got the chance, and it felt good to see that amount of veterans out there, to see all those people out there. It felt good to know that in some little way, something I said might help somebody win this fight, might help somebody do more, right?
It was very inspiring, and you energized the crowd. And I have one other question. I think you were from up there on the stage. I think you had a clear sight on the monument. I think it's called, what is it called? The name of the guy's escaping me.
Christopher Columbus.
Is it Columbus?
The Columbus Monument. Well,
and there's like I just wanted to I mean, I think we talked about it there. Maybe we have the video. Maybe we can play that. But something about indomitable faith.
Indomitable courage. High faith and indomitable courage. And we're talking about Christopher Columbus here. Yeah.
And wow. I mean, I was just kind of speechless. You just let those words speak for themselves, I guess, because
let them watch this. I think that you'll get the picture. This is who I was looking directly at while saying that speech, which first of all, I did not know that was like the big ass monument in front of Union Station.
You missed it?
I missed it. No, but I did not know. This is for Christopher fucking Columbus?
I guess so.
For high faith and indomitable courage, gave to mankind a new world.
Like he invented it? Wow, I'm having a history lesson here. He said, I had no idea. He's like, he created the continents. That's kind of anti-Bible, ain't it?
No, listen.
I thought God created the whole world.
What you don't understand is God created it, but Christopher Columbus gave it to us. Gave to mankind. A new world.
So he owned it, that's what you're saying.
Right.
So he discovered it and then gave it to mankind. That is so selfless.
Oh, man. You know what?
I didn't realize that Columbus was so selfish.
Here I was thinking the whole time that he was a fucking bastard.
I thought he was a dick too, right? But now I see it.
Well, I think he's fucking The Rock. Is that Plymouth? Is that Plymouth Rock?
What is he doing today?
He's fucking the Rock. Well, that's exactly what he. This is what Christopher Columbus was all about.
And he's got the eagles up there.
Yeah, man.
They're actually
Naked dudes fucking the Rock. Right? That's what he's about. You got to talk about you upskirting Columbus.
I don't. Well, I mean, really, because I don't know if that's really the content. I mean, really, because it's not even. There's so much other good stuff. There's so much other good stuff. Because if you talk about that, then I'm going to talk about embarrassing shit that you did, and then we're just going to get into like, you know, it's going to.
It's about being embarrassed. I'll talk.
And then
about
we're gonna be showing videos of us waking up Chance at 3:00 in the morning, you know, to try to get a key card for the suite because we had problems holding on to all our key cards.
Well, I didn't have alcohol poisoning, but
you had a lot of other issues,
right?
Though.
Guys, don't be like me.
I mean, I'll take the alcohol poisoning before I try to deal with any of the issues that you had.
I'll tell you what, I'm doing it. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it now. Here's the video. This is what. Before we meet Chance, let me show you what the type of bullshit we put him through before he got here.
I'm not what?
You're not willing to go as far as what needs to be done to get this shit together.
What does that mean?
That means that only certain people.
Why don't you just get out when the door opens?
Because I'm waiting on you.
Well, you go first, man.
See? Look at that. The door's about to close. There are only a few people who are willing to go as far as needs to be gone to change this administration. And those are people like me who are willing to do the things that other people won't do. Like go live on a motherfucker when they open the door.
To room 214.
Underwear. I don't know if you can say that out loud, but sure.
No, I hear you.
Let's see. We're going live. I'm live right now.
Jesus. Good night, y'all.
That's what happens on Political Drain when we try to go live to ensure. I'm live right now. People are wondering what's happening, and I'm trying to tell them that only a few people are willing to go as far as we need to go to heal democracy. And sometimes we have to get a key from your boy, from Owl Media, at 2:00 in the morning. I need you guys to put in the comment section, who do you think goes harder? Drill Sergeant Doug. Well, I'll send it by Monday. Have a good night, y'all. Saving democracy, one midnight door knock at a time. All right, and now we're back.
And now we're back. Yeah, sorry, Chance. I mean, we had to get back into the suite, so we had no choice, and we really had no choice but to film that because that's what we're there to do. It's just
we're dedicated. We're dedicated. Unlike those other people we were talking about, and we'll end it here because guys, you don't wear a tactical press vest unless you're a dedicated journalist. And there's no way a dedicated journalist is going to have a moment like that. We have to film it. And so we did what we had to do, man. Don't be ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid. I
just felt bad that for waking him up. Well, I mean, that's how you roll. It's like you play basketball, you sprain an ankle every once in a while, Chance knew what he was getting into, is what I'm saying. So, and if he didn't want that to happen, he shouldn't steal all the key cards.
Facts. As a matter of fact, let's welcome them. Let's welcome Chance. Let's welcome Caesar. We haven't talked much about him because he was quiet. He was the smart one of the crew. Although he did say that he was shook a little bit when I pulled out the drill sergeant voice, he said that he had PTSD of drill sergeants yelling at him because he's
I
also
don't know if he
a
was
vet.
on that. Yeah, he was quiet. I mean, he was not quiet the whole time, but I got a sense that he has an edible addiction.
Oh,
and that he and maybe we can talk about edibles with him. I didn't see him eat any, but he might have. I can't be sure. It's just his demeanor. His demeanor is very calm. He's a calming presence. Not a stoner by any means, but we'll meet Caesar as well.
I say it's time to bring him in, guys. It's time to bring him in. Everybody, meet Chance and Caesar from our partners, our friends in Owl Media. Here we go. What's going on, people? We just gave you an awesome introduction. You don't know it, and we'd rather you not listen to it, but you just have to take my word for it too. We gave you an awesome introduction. Guys, we're meeting with, and I don't know the last name, but I only know Caesar, but I do know Chance Meeting and Caesar. What's going on, man? People?
Hey, thank you for having us.
Yeah, cool thing about my last name.
Caesar's your last name. Trayvon's your first name.
Yeah, Trayvon's my first name. And my video feed might cut out for a second. Hold on, let me fix that.
Well, it was right on time to explain your...
Yeah, that was perfect.
That was daggone perfect.
I thought you did that on purpose.
Speaking of mistakes, do you guys want to talk about Monday night real quick? Because I gave my version of the story. But I don't know if that might be a good place to start. Is Monday, you guys arrived on the scene.
So we're calling that a mistake?
Well, more or less my mistakes that night. I guess that's what I was thinking. No,
everything turned out fine.
I took a day. Chance was nice enough to offer me a liquid IV and or a Gatorade to my door. So, but yeah, I recovered quickly and hopped back on the horse or the mechanical bull or whatever you want to call it.
So tell us what happened. I want to know you guys' version of Monday night.
Yeah, so we got in fairly late. Well, maybe not too late, but it was about a 7-hour drive. I don't know. Do you remember what time we got in, Caesar?
Last night we got in about...
No, Monday when we first got to DC.
Oh, we got in about 5.
It was nighttime.
Yeah, but it gets nighttime early now. It was like 5 or 6 because we left early. Because we left early Monday.
Yeah, they start getting dark like 6.
I thought it was like 8 p.m. or something.
Nah.
Well, when I got there, I noticed all your equipment in the lobby, and I assumed it was yours because there's just lights and all sorts of gear. And so I knew you were close by, and then I think you had gone to park a car or something.
Yeah, we went down the street and parked the car after dropping off our tons of equipment in the lobby of the hotel. And then we walked back through the alley to get to the hotel lobby. And all of a sudden, someone's standing there and says, "I know that walk." And lo and behold, it was who we were meeting that night, the Honorable Rook T. Winchester. And then I think very quickly we made our way up to the rooftop bar and started drinking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We certainly did. And I told the story about how we got the bottle of piggyback whiskey and went back to the room and to set up shop and set up the studio. Can you talk about a little bit about the interviews you guys did or helped with? I mean, we got all 3 people here that were in the in my suite or in the Rook T. Winchester suite or whatever, the nerve center or whatever you want to call it. What was it like? And I want to hear from all 3 of you.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Why don't you
You're
go
talking,
first?
you go
Got the
first.
camera going on
All
now.
right, cool. So So we got there at around because I remember the parking arrangements we had started at 5. We were like 30 minutes late, so it was like 5:30 when we got there. So after getting there, we walk from first we get to the hotel, drop off all the gear, and then we go park in the this at this house. I guess it was like an Airbnb, but like DC has like this Airbnb for parking spaces. We walk back to the hotel, and um, I'm looking around, and I see what eventually ended up being Rook up there, just chilling in the shadows, and like I'm chances of saying something I can't remember, and then I hear Rook go like, "I know that walk," and like I immediately look at him, and I think, "Oh shit, the FBI spooks and finally got us." Damn. like I was ready to pounce. I was like, "Oh damn, they finally got us." And then Chance was like, "Wait a minute, hold on," and then they introduced each other, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't have to activate right now. Cool." So I kind of felt dumb for like, I felt kind of dumb and like, spent for like 15 minutes afterwards, just like, all right.
No, see, I'm always reminding Rook that the black reaction to things is different. Like that's okay. You got it. You need to be a little more aware when people walk around in trench coats.
It's just the first idiotic thing that came into my head because I had never seen their faces before or anything. So for me to say that I recognized their walk was just an educated guess on my part. That's all.
See, that's not so bad because I can recognize people based on their walk too. And when I tell people that, they look at me funny, but I'm like, no, like I just have that kind of observation skills. I can, like, you could be like 40, 50 yards away, and and if I know you, I can recognize you by your walk. And but yeah,
But he had never met us before.
That's the difference.
that's why I thought it was a spook. I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
He had been analyzing our walk for weeks.
That's got to be FBI.
It's like it's this fucking spook.
Yeah, I mean, we set up in the room in Rook T. Winchester's King Suite at the Nell and conducted so many interviews for the documentary that we've been working on and for the weekend of Remove the Regime, everybody that was there for this incredible event of dissent. We conducted a ton of interviews for I would say 4 or 5 days straight. Even the day that we were leaving, we had some interviews lined up. All of them went great. Most of the time, we had 2 different angles, sometimes 3 different angles, but we were able to get most of the interviews that we needed to get to round out the documentary that we've been working on, while also interviewing new people that we had met for the first time, so that we can amplify their voices, put them on our OWL media platforms and everything once we get to the editing process of all the interviews we got. We got so much footage, B-roll, filming the different events and the different speeches and everything. So we're just drowning in it right now, but it's a good problem to have.
What's this? Real quick, what's the full context of this documentary? I know it wasn't just about this weekend. You guys have been working on it for so long. What is it really about?
So the documentary really covers the past year since we started documenting this protest movement after, the inauguration of Donald Trump and the rise of fascism in America. We started documenting around February. We started going to protests and in North Carolina where we are, and then going to DC starting in March, and went to DC probably 16 or 17 times. Just, every other week, a lot of times we were going to DC for multiple days at a time, sometimes a week each time. And we really wanted to, capture this movement. We kind of accidentally happened upon it by documenting it, doing regular videos, amplifying these voices, and then finding our way a couple months in, knowing that we wanted to do a full documentary, but not really knowing exactly where that would end. Now we've, built this independent media collective, Owl Media, but we still wanted to, continue our documentation efforts after the documentary. But with Remove the Regime, it felt like a good stopping point because it was really a lot of these coalitions that have been built that we actively witnessed being built throughout the year coming together to do this gigantic event, 3-day event with, so many famous influencers, celebrities, musicians, Earth to Eve, Dropkick Murphys, a lot of people that were kind of part of this online movement throughout the nation, and protests throughout the nation and everything like that, all coming together for this one event in DC. And that culmination felt like the best place to stop. And the name of the documentary is The Days of Dissent. And I think, stopping this documentary in the midst of a movement just speaks to what the documentary is and what dissent is. It's something that never ends, and as long as humanity exists and we have leaders that we have to hold accountable, then dissent will always be something that needs to happen. So that's probably the message that we're going to leave with people, and this just felt like the culmination of everything we've been seeing thus far.
Caesar?
Yeah, this has really been Chance's baby when it comes to like the film aspect of it. I'm just a humble cinematographer, but we do share that vision of wanting to show the struggle and the wave and the growth of this wave of support against this fascist regime. And one thing that I was really focused on was telling the individual stories. I was really into the interview aspect of everything, okay, because it's one thing to just document what's going on, but it's another thing entirely to get the words of those that are actively in the fight. I take a lot of inspiration from watching old documentaries like with Jane Goodall when she was in the forests of Africa looking after chimpanzees, or the human element to the Grizzly Man documentary, which was all done through him and the work of his family and friends afterwards. But it's like it's one thing to show what's going on, but you kind of need that extra input from those on the ground. I mean, you and I, we both served. It's one thing to look at the news and see, oh, there's a war going on here, there, and everywhere, but to hear the soldiers and the Marines and the sailors actually comment on what they're going through down there, that's what puts that human spin onto any story. And I think that's what gets people moving. That's what gets people motivated and moved to either act or to speak out. And yeah, I agree with Chance that a lot of ending this documentary in the middle of the movement, or like at least a high point of the movement, does give off that same message that yes, this is something that not only will continue, but something that should continue no matter what's going on.
Sounds fantastic. Is it going to be, I assume it's going to inspire other people to get out in 2026, or do you have any idea? I hate to put a date on this, but I want to see the documentary. Do you guys have any idea what we're talking about? Are we talking about a December release, a January release, Toronto Film Festival, maybe?
We would definitely like to get it out. I mean, earlier next year would be better. December and January are definitely probably not going to be the dates that we would get it out. I think it's going to take a little bit longer than that. It'd be nice to get it out in March. But the editing process will probably take all of December and January itself. And then, there's a lot of post stuff that goes into that after the editing process, and then finding the funds, because we do, as far as distribution goes, there's a couple of options that we could take. Like, we could put it out on Tubi, or we could try to raise the money to put it on the festival circuit. We would like to do our own premiere with everyone there, and make it a big event and raise the money to make it a big event with all of these people who are involved, all these coalitions, bring it together, have like our own red carpet or something like that. Just really do something special for everybody involved so that they can see themselves up on a screen and really feel grateful and feel some type of you know uh, uh, response to all the work that they put into this movement and into this process of dissent. And yeah, I mean, we'd like to make something special, and we'd like to present it in a special way. So yeah, we could put it on Tubi, but I don't think that's what we want to do.
No, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I hate to bring ideas in your head, but maybe Sundance Film Festival at some point, or
I was thinking Sundance too.
I mean, if we could make it there, there's no promises. That would be nice, but I try not to think of, I try to think of what I have control over, and I know that we could, raise the money to put it into some film festivals and raise the money to do our own premiere and everything like that. But getting it into something like Sundance,
you're hoping that someone else picks it at that point.
Well, and the cool thing with Sundance is that they take all the independent films that don't have a buyer yet, and if your film gets accepted, then everyone goes there and premieres their film, and then if there's anyone that's interested in helping distribute the film, then that's at the point at which so it's different than the other film festivals.
But you know what though, Rook? Fuck that shit, bro. Like, the truth is, I like the fact this is where we are. This is guerrilla media. This is that gonzo shit, man. When you can raise money to have a red carpet and make it big enough. Look at all the people that came. There was no MSNBC. There was no CNN there. There was no Fox News there. It wasn't even goddamn the lower level. You couldn't even find what is that? One America News there, right? You can't even find the bum asses there. But we still got thousands of people to show up. You could do the same thing. You can make a red carpet. You can push it with the people who care, who are about this, and make just as big a splash.
You can do all of the above, because it takes money to make a film, and then it takes money to distribute a film, and promote a film. So I really admire what you guys are doing, and I'm so excited to see the documentary after seeing some of these interviews while laying in my bed, on a day that I wasn't suffering from alcohol poisoning. It was just it was a joy to see all you guys in action, even if it meant that I couldn't be in my suite half the time.
This is what we need to talk about. We
appreciate that.
We've glossed over the alcohol poisoning part, and this is what the people want to hear. Caesar, it seems like you may have something extra to add to that portion of it, because we just glossed over it. I need to know about that. Then we'll get to the interview some more.
Well, after, he introduced himself to us, and we walked around. He helped us get our bags and everything settled. He was, really nice, and we wanted to, go upstairs and at the Hotel Nail and go to our little treehouse rooftop bar. And he was at first, like, both Chance and Rook were both super, like, hey, we're about that. Ooh, wait a minute, what that is? Hold on,
the gallon. I'm trying to recreate Rook. I got the gallon. I got the gallon.
Don't tease me, dog. Don't tease me. Come on.
See, I ain't got no alcohol with me. I just got a Coke, but that's just fine. But I'll pretend. No, but I was saying that you and Rook were, like, business as usual as always. But I was having, I started having a margarita, then you had a margarita, then he had a margarita, and then it just went from there,
Well, I think I was drinking whiskey. We drove to it. I don't know if you were drinking margaritas at first, I think. And then, I don't know, at least I switched to whiskey. I know that.
We all switched to whiskey, because you, Well, I think you. No, I think we got old fashions. I think that's what it was. I don't think we had margaritas until like the next day. I know when that party happened, the VIP party up there happened, I had like 8 margaritas in a row because they were free. Um, but when we were at the rooftop bar, yeah, we were drinking, we were talking about business and stuff. We were joking around a lot as we got more drunk, and then Rook, you decided to go up to the bar and see if you could buy the whiskey bottle that was behind the bar.
Yeah, piggyback whiskey, or I think it's called whiskey Whistle Pig Piggyback. Do you have the bottle by chance?
I have the bottle right here.
Oh, this is
Just want to see it if we could.
This is
It's nice to know that it made it back home safely. I didn't want to fly home with it.
So there it is.
Outstanding.
Outstanding. That is what he buys from the bar. They're like, yeah, sure, you can buy that. So we take it back over to the table, and we have a bottle from the bar that we're just pouring, right at the table. And where do you think this was when we got it?
Oh, probably about halfway. Although by the time I offered to pay for the bottle, by the time they gave us the bottle, because we were still drinking and getting more drinks, so it kept going down. I guess I was just trying to make the bottle a little bit cheaper because I don't know exactly how much got charged to Doug's room.
Trying to make the bottle cheaper by paying for drinks before you pay for the bottle.
Yeah. Well, and then I remember we didn't have any Coca-Cola, and he's like, would you like some Coca-Cola to go? And I'm like, well, that will kind of lose its fizz, won't it? And he's like, well, yeah, it will. So we ran down to the lobby, and I think
this dude runs down to the lobby and just starts grabbing Coke bottles from the refrigerator area that you had to buy. Yeah. He just starts grabbing them, and it's like, first of all, he's gonna get 2 bottles. He's gonna get 2 bottles. No, he just keeps going. I mean, at that point, I was like, "Fuck it, we ball."
We ball.
We ball. Fucking we ball.
Well, I figured I'm there for a week. I think there were 8 Coca-Colas. I mean, they had a lot of options there at the hotel for little candies and little things you could take whenever you want. Or I think
he thought they were free. Is the thing he said? It's complimentary. Complimentary Kit Kats for everybody, fam.
I made the mistake of moving the baskets of candy around at one point, which pissed off a security guy. And
I don't think he was a security guy. I just think he worked there. I think he was security that night, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
All right. So all of this happened. First of all, I can't wait to see this documentary, of course. And I like the fact that you guys are shaping this ending to mean something more, right? That it never stops. I'm doing a documentary, or we're doing a documentary about just that weekend alone, but its name is Just Another Day, and kind of speaks to the same thing. Like, this is, get used to this, right? Get used to this. And seeing how many times you guys have been down there, what has changed in you? How has it impacted you going through this process? Every one of us is going through. Some have hidden in their beds and not come out. Some have turned off the TV and ignored it. Some have found violent ways to express it. How has it changed you going down there every month or whatever it is, and fighting against this regime? Can you even remember a time before it?
Right. Tremendously. It's been an incredible journey. I remember I lacked a lot of hope at the beginning of this year, was very cynical about everything, super depressed, felt very detached from a lot of people who seemed unconcerned at what was happening, or actually voted for this. So I knew that there was something that I wanted and needed to do. I was compelled to do, or else uh, it would, eat me alive. The fact that we were in these times and everything. But from the beginning, with that hopelessness and actually doing something about it, it kind of built hope back brick by brick. Every single person that we met, that we found that were building something, that was doing something, that was helping people, that was out there, like Flair, when they were first started, we met up with them before they even established themselves. In DC for the first time, and we witnessed their entire journey growing and seeing the people that they brought in and seeing them, going to Congress for the first time with a few people, all the way to September 2nd, and, having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that they brought into Congress, and how much of a well-oiled machine it was, and how inspiring it was that they were able to just give agency to all of these American citizens who felt hopeless at one point too, just like me, but then found the avenues, because people built the avenues in order to make a difference, in order to use their voice, in order to lobby Congress, in order to go, do directed protests at the people that are doing the worst things in the world right now. Yeah, so that hope was built back brick by brick with all of the efforts and with all of the people. And I think that's that's the biggest part of this movement, is the people. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and it's actually given me hope in humanity again. And I hope we can keep that going.
Yeah, I always have
Caesar.
to follow you when it comes to commenting on things. No, for me, it was I feel like one of those robots in those movies that like gains self-awareness.
Wow.
Is that because the edibles?
We'll get to that story later. But no, but no, it's because I very much was that person that, while I had empathy for my fellow man, my empathy really only went as far as, like, what I could actively help and what I could actively do. When it came to things such as politics and the political theater and stuff like that, I just kept my head down, and I was just like, listen, when it comes to my doorstep, I'll deal with it. But until then, like, let these clowns fight it out. I got things I need to handle, and things that I'm personally worried about. And doing this and spending, like, having chance, like, uh tap me to, like, be the cinematographer for this, and having to go to DC and all these, and not just that, but to Raleigh, and originally in Wilmington, and all these different places, and seeing everyone and hearing their stories, and me actively paying attention to the news, and also all these new political YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok channels and stuff like that, and having to pretty much take in all of that in a short frame of time, and realizing that I don't know it all, and that I have been ignoring things. Like, for me, I came out the gate with a ton of hope, and there was a point in time in the middle of our this journey where I completely, not lost hope, but I was wrapped up in despair, because I took personal responsibility for why things got so bad. Um, I I'm the kind of person who's like, if I'm gonna criticize people, I have to understand that, like, I too, if I fit the description, I too am a part of that. So my biggest complaint was that people weren't, like, people weren't involved, people weren't participating, and then I realized, yeah, no, I was one of those people that I'm talking about. So yeah, it was very hard for a hot minute. Um, and I was talking to my therapist today about that, how I look back on the person that I was last year this time, and I wonder, like, who I would be had I not, been uh involved in this? Like, who would I be now? And I don't like the idea of that person.
Wow.
So, because while I'm sure I'd still be a nice person, a very agreeable person. I also know that the me last year was very much I will adapt to, get what I'm trying to go after, which for me, I was a very new to the game filmmaker. I was always trying to do I was trying to make deals with everybody, and I would do anything to protect said potential partnerships, and even if it meant maybe, making a few unethical decisions and stuff like that. Very much the mercenary mindset, but now it's like there are definitely like lines in the sand that I just will never cross now. Um, so yeah, but after like my little time of being like a sad puppy, I was able to at least, not, snap out of it a little bit and gain a little bit more hope, especially when the tide started to turn, and you started seeing MAGA like openly revolt against itself. But also like, because like honestly it's because of like, having someone like, Chance be there to like keep me from completely wallowing away and stuff like that. So which is kind of funny because like the way he started out versus how I started out, it was definitely like an odd couple experience. It's like I was like the bubbly one and
Well,
he wasn't.
there's a sense of trauma that happens when you start being so hyper aware of the atrocities of the world, and I've just been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but I get it, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
it's a hard thing to deal with, especially when it just starts being in your face all the time, and it wasn't before. But like, there's a level of trauma for all of us, I think, with this administration you know, um, that's come up this year.
What I'd like to know is when you're a writer, when you write, it is a reflection of what's on your mind, but then it also shapes you because by the end of the book or by the end of the poem or by the end of the piece, it talks back to you. As from my experience, right? Being a cinematographer, being someone who is passionate, like I know you are, Caesar, about being a director of photography, framing shots. Has it framed your story while you're telling this story through frame by frame? Has it framed your story, if that makes sense? Has it talked back to you?
Definitely for me, like I like the way I look at it now, and it's kind of made me a little excited to, tell my own version of events of the past year. But it's like it really like when I made that comparison to like a robot, finally gaining self-awareness, like that's how it looks to me. It's like I was for so long I thought I was alive, but now I really am.
Wow.
And that was very shocking for me at the beginning. And there was a lot that I didn't understand, a lot that I misunderstood, a lot that I was trying to come to grips. There were habits and mentalities that I had to like get over in order to, think clearly on certain things. There are still things to this day where I'm still like, oh, I didn't realize that was problematic that I'm working on now. And it can be very frustrating, but I feel more complete of a person than I did when I started out, and the that's kind of how it's worked out for me. Sorry, the cat's like screaming.
All right. It's all right.
And I was just like, oh damn. But yeah, that's kind of how I frame it now. It's just like it's like gaining self-awareness and also now awareness of those around me who I may have ignored because of like, my endless pursuit of money in the past. So yeah.
Wow. Rook, how about you, man? You're a writer. I've never asked you this question. You always we never really I've interviewed you before, but not about this.
I mean, as a writer.
Yeah, as a writer, has writing about this stuff given you a new perspective or framed even your life in a way that you didn't expect?
I think Closer to the Edge has written like over 500 articles this year, and most of those are, written. I don't know. The ones I write are all from home. Usually, sometimes I'll write them on the road. And when I get out on the road, I went to Austria. Yeah, we went to the Everglades. But this trip, and spending it with the three of you and everyone else, it was life-changing.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's amazing.
I'm trying to find the words as a writer. You want to find the right words.
And not a speaker. There's a vast difference.
I heard holding a pen helps.
It's isolating sometimes to be a writer. So it was really good for my spirit to be out there.
That's awesome. Man, I kind of feel the same way. So when I got there, you guys were there for 6 days or 7 days or something like that. I got there for the last 3 days, and I couldn't even hang. Like, Saturday night, y'all were out. I was in bed at 7:30, and I never thought that would be me. But I realized quickly that I didn't have it. It wasn't
me.
You
didn't miss anything. Nothing interesting happened after midnight.
He's alive.
Absolutely nothing happened on Saturday night.
As a matter of fact,
the fact that all three of you have now coordinated this lie is even worse. Now I know that it's even worse than it was, but I thought it was.
I was not there. I was not present for anything on Saturday night, so I don't. I understand that everyone had a good time.
That's a straight up lie.
I wasn't there. I was just.
He was on the aux at the after party.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know.
I'm being informed by my lawyer that I'm supposed to shut the fuck up right now.
Be quiet. That's okay. So far, every interview we've had has ended with everything turning off, the mics dropping out, and the feds just coming in and shutting out our feed. So we'll see. We're gonna go until that happens.
Yeah.
So Al Media was the brainchild of two guys who decided to drink a ton of tequila together in the middle of a nightclub.
Everything happens over drinking.
So true.
Yeah, it was Chance and Jose, our friend Jose. We had just gotten from a protest, and we were all celebrating at Nell, getting messed up, screaming, chanting "fuck Donald Trump," and then we moved to another bar once the rooftop closed. And I remember Jose walked up behind Chance and grabbed him by the shoulder and was like, "You know what we gotta do? We should put our stuff together and get like a news network, man. We should make a news network, man." Yeah, just to put
that is not at all how he sounds.
That's exactly how it happened, Chance. That's exactly what I observed.
No. I mean, I don't really remember it happening like that. But I do remember that notion. Yeah, I do remember that idea, formulating over a few conversations, I mean, we dropped it through meeting and through multiple different conversations and stuff like that, just talking about each other's work and wanting to continue, wanting to go to other places, wanting to build something bigger. then yeah, when we got extremely drunk at the Nell at the rooftop bar, which has become like the headquarters. I mean, it started out as like headquarters for a lot of the journalists that would come to the movement and the protests in DC. And then it evolved into, like more of the protesters coming there and then more of the organizers and speakers coming there until it became, the hotel where we're setting up everybody for, that protest weekend. Um, which is really cool because it's so nice and they've been so accommodating. And they really love our stuff too and let us let us do what we want up at that rooftop bar. But
No, they've
yeah,
been so supportive.
it
Does the Nell like know it, or have they figured out
oh
like,
yeah, they
okay,
do.
we're the protest
Oh yeah,
hotel,
oh
we're
yeah.
just gonna own it?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, we go up there and the bartenders, they know us. They have told us they liked our content and stuff like that. We've had private parties there and everything. They booked out the rooms. I remember when they opened that uh restaurant downstairs that has the karaoke rooms in it, but we had like a 20 top and they gave us all free sake bombs and everything. So they like us there, even though we're very rowdy, a little loud. We get in very late, but
Well,
they
we
do
pay them,
like us
so
there.
it
Um,
kind of helps.
but yeah, so with me and Jose kind of starting Owl Media, it's a platform that he already had as a photojournalist. He had his own account, and then he had the Owl Media account, which is a a small account and everything, but it's something that he started on his own and started just posting pictures.
What do you mean by account? What's an account?
Just an Instagram account. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Instagram account, and then I think he had a website too, and a Facebook. I can't remember, just a few accounts with it. But he was posting just his own stuff on there, and then we started, talking over drinks about building something bigger, pooling resources, and it was kind of in that period of talking about it for a while and then talking about it with the other journalists that we knew and met, became very close friends with and everything. And then the next time that we met up, I think was around No Kings. Was it No Kings that we really started, hey, let's make this happen? Maybe it was before
Yeah,
that. It might have been a little bit before that, but
it
we were
was
like
the veteran September, not the September
September
2nd,
2nd.
but it was a September later one. I think it was the veterans one, or
Okay.
was
Yeah,
September
but
2nd the veterans one? The
I
22nd of
can't.
September. That was the 22nd.
Yeah.
That's when we officially became a thing.
Yeah, so we all just started collaborating with Owl Media. When we would post our videos or when the other photojournalists would post their photos, we would collaborate on Instagram with Owl Media. So we started, building a chat and we started building it out more. Uh, uh, Building on different platforms, on Substack, on YouTube, everything like that, finding the people who are going to write for us, finding the different people who can edit and take videos and everything. And it was just about taking the resources that we really already had with the connections with these organizations that are building this movement, and then all of the photojournalists that we've met through documenting this movement and bringing them together under one roof so that we could build something bigger than ourselves and help each other out while we're on the ground. We still wanted each journalist to be able to maintain independence while bringing them under that one collective. So that's what it's all about. And then we really hit the ground running. When we started, everybody was so ready to just take on responsibilities when no one was being paid and to, divvy up those responsibilities. And it was kind of like lightning in a bottle. Like we were all doing it just because we loved it and we felt it was necessary. And we had no real structure. We were just figuring it out as we went. And I mean, we still are. We're still very small. We're still brand new at all of this, but it's really come together so quickly and started building so quickly. I think just because of the efforts of the people that we have involved and how passionate everybody is. So yeah, we want to keep going. We want to continue. We want to keep building, doing more new and exciting things, traveling to new places, and bringing more people in because we think Owl Media is definitely scalable.
Yeah, and go ahead, Caesar.
The speed at which we've taken off as Owl Media, like our we have like our own little private chat and stuff like that, but like the people we've gotten to know that we've brought on and the work that we've been able to get done has been like it's surreal to watch, to be scrolling down my feed and I see like an article pop up on the Substack, or I'll see like, you know, one of Jose's or our other friend Matt's pictures, or I'll see one of Chance's videos, or I'll see a video that I've done just populating and people liking and stuff like that. I'm sitting there like, we just started this like barely 2 months ago and look at where we are now. And it's like, I sometimes look back and I go, listen, I've had the extreme privilege to be a part of two amazing groups that were both started in bars, and that's the Marine Corps and now Owl Media.
Well said. Well said. I'm going to ask all three of you a question, and I'll start it by answering it myself so that it doesn't seem like I'm hiding from it. Do you cry? Do you cry? And what makes you cry? And I'll answer the first question so you have context. I've always been, I'm a musician, so I'm an artist, and I wail away on the drums for 5 hours at a time if I feel something, anything. I go on the piano and I write, and I play guitar, and I have really physical ways of physical outlets of hurting my fingers and hands and soul onto something and putting it out there. But at least once a month since this period, as a veteran, as a father, as a black man, I cry, like sob in the basement, and nobody else will know it. You guys may be I think first time I did it that other people knew was with Sons of Liberty on Veterans Day. We were all talking as veterans. We had a bunch of veterans on, and we were kind of going through war stories, and we cried on camera for the first time. And I find it came to my mind because you said you were seeing a therapist, and I know many veterans know exactly what that is, Caesar. Like that's not a stigma anymore. Like, you need that shit. Once a fucking month, I cry, bro. Like, I find myself in some way, some reason, somebody died, something happened on the news that I've pushed down to do the three things, the three companies that I'm with, and to take this picture and to write this story and to get this thing out. I sob, bro. And I don't know if it's going to help somebody to know that, or heal somebody to know that, or if they think, maybe I'm less than, but I'll say it. What say you? You cry?
I want to make a joke, but I feel the same. I feel the same. Well, sure, I'll just make a joke. Like, that's just like, you need to man up, Doug. And there's no spots for tears in this world. All right, like, no tears in the resistance. Well, no, I'll let you guys know. I'm not a veteran. But I go to therapy regularly because, I got my own stuff to deal with, and therapy's an important tool, and it should not be, looked at in a negative light. Like, if you break a bone in your leg, you're going to go to the doctor, you're going to fix it. And, it's also just part of a self-care routine for me, right? A moment to just talk with someone about what's happening that month, or, that type of thing. But as far as crying goes, I cry for different reasons at different times. And, one of those times was on stage looking out at the reflection pool.
Wow.
And there was one of those times where just the single tear just kind of pooled up in the eye. And it was because I was so proud of the people that came to the event. And I was just feeling it. And I think crying's important. I don't think people should be afraid to cry. I think I think suppressing that sadness and fighting that urge to cry, I think that's, for me, it does not work. I need to let that out. And, sometimes, like you said, cry, it's because someone died, something horrible happened. Other times it's just joyful. I don't know if you ever, obviously, laughed so hard you cried. So there's all sorts of room for tears in my life. So that's my answer. I actually did cry a little bit, but that's also because I was up until about 4 o'clock in the morning every night for the past week. And when your body gets fatigued, it will shed tears a little easier. So, and that's okay too.
That is true.
But yeah, even though you can't see it on my little avatar face here, Rook T. Winchester definitely cries. And Rook T. Winchester goes to therapy, and so nothing to be ashamed of. No one should be ashamed of that.
I'm definitely like super emotional. I cry. Like I do cry. Like I've cried my entire life. It's kind of funny. I was very much raised by a man and raised with other men in my family who definitely had the men don't cry aesthetic around them, and I was like always the one that would shed a tear at the slightest provocation. But as an adult, like I never really regulated properly how to not hold back tears in a situation. That wasn't really a skill I gained until the military. But yeah, no, I take the opportunity to like at least have one good cry a week. I mean, even on Saturday when we were out during the day at the rally, like I'm up on the journalist stage with all the cameras and stuff, and I'm sitting there just like taking in everything and seeing Chance and all them up on the front stage, getting next to all the action, and I'm up in the back, and I'm just like, it was this weird like uh, uh, fear of missing out, but at the same time, like exceptional amount of pride watching everybody just do their thing and knowing that I'm a part of this. And
That's wild because I wish I was. There are moments where I wished I was on the stage where you were, dude.
yeah,
I was like, man, he's got such a good place to sit. Nobody's like bothering him. He doesn't have to
oh
stumble
yeah,
around people. My ass hurts sitting on this ground trying to get these shots right now. Like, but
yeah,
that's
no,
funny. That's funny. That's
it is
cool.
funny, but it was like, but I'm sitting there and like after a while, like all I could feel was pride, and I was just like, and like when you guys when we got shouted out at the after party, like I know we made the joke, it's oh in there, I was like, but even then it was just like I'm sitting here like I'm a part of, like we did that shit, like we did that shit, and like at first I didn't. It's really like a fear of being too prideful, of like because I know I tend to say things a lot, chance that like comes out like, oh, you're putting too much pride into this, or like like I'll say certain things that like you'll be like, hey, we're not that,
Like,
and
I
I
am a
know
god.
that I never said that. Did I say that? Was I high?
Very many times.
No, but it's like, or like I'll say like heroic stuff, and I was like, yo, well, we're like here, like I'll say stuff like that in a joking manner, but really, I'm actually talking about my team that I'm a part of, because like I mean, I get the privilege to work side by side with so many people. There are people that we've met that I get to call friends now, and every time we leave DC, like a part of my heart breaks. And if it wasn't for the fact that the drive was so gosh darn uncomfortable, I would I would be like, it's like you ever been in so much pain you can't cry out of stubbornness. That's the drive. Um, but yeah, no, and I think I made a post today, or I commented on a post, and I was just like, I don't tell you guys enough, but I'm exceptionally proud of you guys and I'm proud to be a part of this. And I cry about that. I shared at least one tear a little bit every day on that, because I don't know where I would be right now without you guys, and what beautiful opportunity I've been given, because I decided to pick up my camera and film Chance Meeting give a little rant on Inauguration Day.
Wow. I remember you guys talking about that on Sons of Liberty Live. I was there for that one. I don't make much lives anymore, which sucks, but I remember being there for that one.
Yeah.
Chance?
I cry all the time. I last week, I didn't cry during the rally during Saturday, even though I did see quite a few people that did, but I did tear up during the Veterans March, when we had Jolly speaking in front of the Capitol building. There was just a lot of emotion in the air, a lot of everybody around. And then when I interviewed Sergeant Rhodes, like, seeing other people cry will really bring it out of me, especially when somebody is speaking to you with so much emotion, and it brings out that will bring it out of me. So, and what Sergeant Rhodes was saying was very sincere and very, it was a very intimate moment being able to interview him there. So yeah, but yeah, I grew up my entire life very anxious and depressed, and as a kid, as a teenager, and in college, like, would repress a lot of those feelings a lot until they would manifest in a lot of negative ways. Um, and it wasn't until I learned coping mechanisms, like back in the day, I would try not to cry, but what would get it out of me was watching movies and television, and, reading as an artist, as a writer and a filmmaker, and everything. Those are what really speak to me, because those are those, like, self-contained, intimate moments where you can just let go, far removed from everything else. And that's still, I think, those moments, even though, like, I allow myself to cry when I need to, but those moments are the ones where it just really comes out of me, because I'm so appreciative of, the art forms and its ability to evoke emotion, and identify with the same problems that, I have and stuff. Like, I go to the movies all the time. It's my favorite pastime. We literally just saw The Long Walk. It was me, Caesar, and my dad, and it was the saddest fucking movie I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I said it was the most I've cried in the movies since I saw Interstellar 11 years ago. And from, like, beginning to end, there was like a halfway point where you're like tearing up a few parts before, and then the halfway point you just start crying and you don't stop until the movie ends.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Fuck
so,
that
like,
movie.
yeah, movies and TV shows, that'll make me cry every single time, and I don't even try to stop it. I just let it go. So yeah, I love a good cry,
Yeah.
In leadership positions, sometimes required to kind of have the stiff upper lip or act like you got it all under control. And I know exactly what you mean, Chance, because there are certain things that I know, like when I feel myself getting numb, when I feel like it's to a point where I'm not feeling anything anymore because I'm having to do this and do that. I got to be strong for so and so and the family and the wife and the people who are around me and the people who I'm in charge of. I have secrets. I got secret songs as a musician. I got secret songs that I know right around 11 o'clock. I'm going to play this song when everyone's asleep. And all I got to do is press play and give it that first 30 seconds so that right chord that right movement. And I can make it happen right there. It's crazy. I thought that was only me, but art can do that. Yep, it can.
I wish I could secret songs too.
Yeah.
I wish I could do it that easily, because I find it very healing after a good cry. Like, even if it's whether it's laughing or sobbing or this or that, even just after you're done crying for. There's some chemistry, and I'm not a scientist, but in your body.
No shit.
For me, when the act of crying, sets off so many things in your body, that for me, after a good cry, I feel so much better. Maybe a little tired, but in the end, better for it.
I think it needs to be said. We learned some new things about the man of mystery, the man of mystery, Wook T. Rincha. You're not a scientist?
I'm not a scientist. I am a doctor, and we can get into that in a different episode. I'm a doctor of journalism and divinity. But anyway, no. We'll get into that some other time. I guess I just wanted to ask either of these guys, is there, what's your favorite memory from DC before we go? Because you guys are out there with me for 6 days. I have so many to pick from, but I'm just wondering what's your top 1 or 2 moments?
Oh, there's so many. It all still feels so surreal that all of that happened, and we were there for 7 days, and it still feels like a blur.
I can pick one for you. What was it like? What was it like? What was it like to have ramen noodles? After with these people after you, because that was one of my highlights, is eating ramen with you and Cliff Cash and Twig and whoever, and Caesar and Carlos, and I don't know, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone, but that was a highlight for me. You pick your own. You can't use that one.
It was great, but that moment, it's not always with, incredible people like that, but we go to that ramen place almost every time we go to DC because that ramen is so good. But yeah, that lunch was awesome. That was such a fun time. We had so many good conversations. Cliff was workshopping jokes on us that he was going to say later that night. Yeah, that was really fun. Trying to think of my top moment. That was just like the entire goddamn week.
Or maybe something that was really strange or weird, or just something that sticks in your mind that maybe was.
I think just getting called, getting shouted out during that after party after everything else. Like the
did
moment
they shout me out even though I wasn't
rally,
there? Did they shout me out? They didn't shout me out, did they?
I don't know. I think so.
I think she said Doug. I think she said Doug. No, hold on, no. Even worse, because we went outside because the group chat. So his phone notoriously always stays on the brink of death, and I don't know why. But at this point in time, both he and Jose's phone died. We were, as a group, were trying to get a hold of them to hey, we're about to get the car ready. We got to head out because we weren't
I
going
don't
to
know
say.
why y'all were heading out when we hadn't heard Earth to Eve play yet. That's the hold up. That's
Okay,
the thing. Hold up. That's the thing is that we were there for a concert and y'all stayed in the party room on the opposite side the entire time and didn't go listen to any of the music. So we wanted to go see Earth to Eve, who was headlining the concert in that room. And we had no idea that we were going to be shouted out. But the entire time we were like, where did everybody go? Why did they not come in here to listen to the music?
Because we were trying to get on you.
We had said that we were going in there because she was about to play. But you were on the aux in the other room. So you were like, nah, I want to stay here and play music. we had no idea that you guys were gonna just leave instead of.
Oh, no, and I was on the sidewalk at the time, and I think just smoking cigarettes with a reader that I was meeting for the first time, and I stayed down there for a long time. But yeah, I'm sorry I missed your shout out. That's pretty.
No, it's fine.
It was cool, man. Like, I'm glad you got it. Like, and if anything, you needed that more. You needed that moment more than I, because I know, knowing myself, I would let that shit go to my head.
About that.
No. That's not what I mean. I'm saying, like, me, I would let this shit go to my head and not become an asshole for the rest of the night. I didn't need that.
Oh my god. No, it would have been nice if you guys were there and everything, because the show was great, and it was such a great time. And they, Cliff Cash gave a speech, Carlos gave a speech, Jessica gave a speech. The energy was so amazing in the room and everything, and Earth Thieves' performance was awesome. But just after such a big day, and seeing those, what they're saying is 20,000 people were out there at the reflected pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial for this amazing historic rally, really. And then having that after party and getting shouted out for the work that we've been doing, and then brought on stage because they all just wanted us to get on stage too. And at first we were like, nah, that's okay and everything, but they kept like pulling us over. That was nice. It was very, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was nice that there was that appreciative moment where all these people that we've been following so long and respecting and looking up to for their efforts and everything recognized our own efforts in that moment. And yeah, that was probably my favorite moment from the night. And then the rest of the night was so much fun too. One of the best days ever. It was awesome.
One of my favorite moments was the Veterans March. It was right after that. Or was it? No, that was the Veterans March. We had the press thing, or was that the day before?
That was the day before. Yeah, because we went into Congress. We went into Congress, which was also a great moment.
Oh man, that's my second favorite moment comes from. But we went there, and like, I'm sitting in the press group, and I look to my right, and I see Reuters and AP, and I'm like, I'm sitting in the press area with Reuters and AP with my tiny little DJI camera, and I'm just one of them. I'm sitting there like, I made it. Like,
repping now media.
I'm like, yo, and I've got like a press pass lanyard. I'm just like, this is real. Like, I'm a professional now, and it's like it was freaking cool. And then like Al Green there's a clip, Al Green on camera comes up to me and shakes my hand and says, "Thank you for what you do," and I'm just like,
wow,
fighting back tears.
That was this time he said thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
Because there's another clip. There's another clip from September 2nd where Al Green comes up to him, shakes his beard and shakes his hand and tells him he has a magnificent beard. Yeah.
Yeah, he said you have a wonderful beard, and I was just like,
yeah.
Still a highlight of my year.
Can I tell you something about that press? I know that one you're talking about. You know how I got into that one? You had a press lanyard on, and other people had to have all types of good stuff on. I had and we talked about this earlier. I talked with you, Rook. I had my tactical vest with a Velcro press thing on it. And they were like, "Oh, you're press, come on in." I got in. I did not have a lanyard. I was not okay to be there. I was not okay at all. I didn't even know the shit was going on. I walked over there and acted like I knew, like I was belonged in there, like, "Yo, let me in." And they were like, "Come on in." And I was with Reuters. You earned it. I did not. I did not.
By getting in there.
You earned it by getting in there. What are you talking about?
Walking through. Yeah, you earned it. Come on now.
Because for me, the last time I was in that spot, I was outside being told I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And so Chance Dave had to literally like pretty much lie to get Chance, like, he's with me, and like get him to film that area. And then Chance got so mad he had to leave. But it was crazy.
At the context of that press conference, I had to remove myself from the situation.
But we got good footage there too. But my second favorite moment had to have been the clip that's been going like wildfire right now of Cliff Cash. We weren't. It was I think it was Ezel. I can't remember the guy's last name, but we're at a congressman's door, and he had just walked out, and he writes in his little like visitor's book, Donald Trump is a pedophile, smiley face. I don't think he realized I was filming him at that moment because I back away, and he looks at it, he smiles and goes, "It's always nice to leave a little note or whatever."
Yeah. The
He
best
just
part about that video is just like how pleased Cliff looks with himself, and then he looks at you and he just laughs a little bit and smiles because he sees that
I
you were
didn't even know
filming the
that
whole
shit was
time.
out there. That was out already.
Yeah.
We just posted it on our Facebook page, and I tagged you. I saw you posted it as well, but yeah, I credited Trayvon Caesar because I knew your first and last name at that point. So yeah, so I really look forward to working with you guys in the future, and I'm excited to see what becomes of all media, and you guys are only going to get better.
Yeah, we're gonna be Vice, but for politics, and also not like Vice because we're not gonna sell out.
Yeah, what the hell, man? I'm not even going to talk about that. Listen, I'm not going to be about denigrating other whack ass, fucking bitch ass media companies right now that we used to love that turned into fuck faces. I'm not going to do that. That's not what we're about. I want to make sure
it's not fair. It's not fair to talk about losers.
We don't talk about losers. It's not. I mean, after that weekend that we had, why? It's not important. Anyway, as we were saying, I want you guys to have a good and happy Thanksgiving. This was going out Wednesday, 7:30. This Wednesday, 7:30, right before Thanksgiving, man. And so let me say my thanks and end it there. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for inviting Closer to the Edge media to be a part, and which, I mean, just without me, Closer to the Edge, you know, what they do, the writing that they do on Substack, the Facebook, everything. Thank you for seeing Rook and that work, and then me just being the add-on as the new kind of media guy.
You're not an add-on, Doug. You're not an add-on. You're part of we. You're a part of Closer to the Edge. And as far as I'm concerned, I'll, Chance and Caesar are also part of Closer to the Edge.
Closer to the Edge is
part of our
all of
media.
us.
I might have this weird title of editor-in-chief, but there are other writers, there are other content creators, and together, working together, we can really do some powerful things. So I'm so happy to know both of you, and you, Doug. You're not an add-on.
Well, the thing is, I didn't want to say, I don't want to fucking be a part of your shit, man. I want to be the add-on. All right? Just let me be the add-on, bro.
You just want to be an appendage? What kind of appendage do you want to be? Like the Washington Monument? I've stopped recording a long time ago, obviously, but there are so many great memories from.
You did?
Doug, you stopped too, right?
No, I did not.
Did you stop too? Oh, you didn't?
Stop now.
Oh, dude, I thought we were done when you started talking about Thanksgiving.
Nope.
I was going to start. I was like, "You haven't stopped recording? Quick! If you pay $5.90 a month, you get exclusive."
I thought we were done. Give us
the outro. Give us the outro, guys. Give us your where people can find you and all that good stuff before we leave.
Find me on all platforms at The Real Chance Meeting, and find us at Owl Media, spelled OWLMEDI 4.
Owl Media 4. Okay. That's
okay. Caesar.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at The Angry Pharaoh. That's The Angry Pharaoh with an X in between each word, all one word, on Instagram. And also on YouTube, I go on Facebook with my full name, Trayvon Caesar, and I'm also part of Allen Media. So if you see my face, you're most likely going to see theirs. And stay tuned for our documentary, The Days of Dissent, coming to you soon.
Peace, y'all. Thanks for being here.
Peace. Thank you for having us.